Okay, crunch. Okay, yeah. Now we just have to karate chop down. Oh! Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and welcome back to the channel. We've got a really fun video for you guys today. It's me attempting the 1 hour catch cup challenge. How this challenge works is I put on incense for an hour, and then I catch all Pokemon that spawn from the incense, as well as any Pokemon that spawn in the wild around me. And once that's done, I have to build a team for the catch cup of 3 Pokemon from the Pokemon that I've caught during that time frame. The rules are I am allowed to evolve a Pokemon that I catch, and I am allowed to use a TM on it, for example, but I can't power it up. And as you can see, that does lead to a very scuffed team, but some very, very fun battles. One quick word before we hop in. I do know that the boys over at JFARM had a pretty similar idea, so I definitely did want to give credit where credit was due, and so I will leave a link to their channel in the description. Definitely go check them out as well. Alright, and on to the battles. Right off the bat, we did have some really good spawns. Just catching exit. Oh, I got him a choke! Let's go! 1498!
So
let's go, chat!
Catching.
But then after that, to be honest, a whole lot of nothing. Here's the first team that I settled on. In the lead, we have our Machoke that we caught at 1498 with Karate Chop and Dynamic Punch. And then we have Kadabra with Confusion and Shadow Ball. And then we have our Seaking with Waterfall and Water Pulse. And we'll hop in and check out how this team did. Battle is against Leam number 2. As discussed, we are leading our Machoke, and they're leading a Granbull with Charm. This is a terrible lead here. We are going to safe swap into our Kadabra, which is getting absolutely deleted. They switch in a Beedrill, and so our Confusions are doing a ton of damage to the Beedrill. I'm going to shield this up and see if I can win switch. We shield the X-Scissor, and we Simulfeint. So now we are in an interesting spot. I'm going to be coming in with the Seaking in the hopes that they bring out the Granbull. They do not, but they bring out Magmortar, so we're actually in a pretty good spot here. We should be able to shield once and then Waterfall down, and then our main play is going to be attempting to Waterfall down the Granbull. Granbull comes out. We are attempting to Waterfall down. It's not going super well. They are able to Charm down. Oh, I swap in Machoke, and they hit me with a Crunch. Now we've just got a Karate Chop down. Come on, please. And we tie. Oh, after a ton of losses with this team, this was the closest I was able to get. So I did decide, you know what? Maybe it's time to switch up the team a little bit. So what I did was I kept the Machoke and I kept the Seaking. But the weakest link was Kadabra, so I swapped it out for a Waterfall Gyarados. So basically, I'm just running a double water team to try and bait out any water counters, so that way the other water in the back can sweep. So we'll see how that team ended up doing. In the first game against 1912-2194, leading Machoke into Magneton. This is a super great matchup. Unfortunately, he switched into Wigglytuff, so I'm forced to swap out. I go into Gyarados. Unfortunately, I will succumb to Charm damage. I do go for a Twister in the hopes that maybe they think it's an Aqua Tail, and they do. They shield it up, which is great. And now I'm going to more than likely be waiting my clock and then coming in with Seaking to finish off and Waterfall down, because I know that my Machoke is going to be able to take out the Magneton, so I don't have to worry there. I am going to shield up the Seaking, because that play rough would do quite a bit of damage, and now I should comfortably be able to Waterfall down. And now we'll see what he has in the back here. He's waiting his clock as well, comes in Magneton. I'm going to throw my charge move. He's going to have to shield, this is going to do a lot. That does quite a bit, and I swap into Machoke and farm him down. What's in back? A Rapidash. So this, we're not out of the woods yet, but he lets the Dynamic Punch through and quits. We are able to get a win. I'm not sure, like, what he was thinking letting that go, but hey, we will happily take that. And the next game against Wako SC. And leading Machoke into Mantine, and unfortunately we can only hit this for resisted damage, so we're going to build up a bunch of energy. This is more than likely going to be a Bubble Beam, so we're going to let this go, and then we are going to be swapping into our Gyarados. So we build up some energy, swap into Gyarados, and they bring out a Berserker. So a really interesting team there. We're going to go for a Twister. Unfortunately, we lose CMP, so we're going to shield the foul play and go for a Twister to try and get a shield. Come on, please shield this. Please. We get a shield, which is huge. And now, if he throws again, we're going to let this go. Just because that way we'll be able to farm up some extra energy with Machoke. Yep, we let the foul play go, then we come right back in with Machoke, and we're able to Karate Chop down. See what they bring in. They do bring in the Mantine. Unfortunately, they are able to get to a charge move. I call the bait. It's just a Bubble Beam, and I'm going for a Dynamic Punch. This is going to be doing resisted damage. And I'm going to quick swap into Seaking. And they actually stay in, so maybe they have something weak to Seaking in the back. They go for a Bubble Beam to debuff us. And I am able to get to the Water Pulse, since they have a choice to make. Either they can give me their last shield, or they're more than likely going to go down. They actually give me the last shield, so at this point, I'm like, it has to be something weak to Seaking. Why else would they shield here? They Bubble Beam again, and it's a Hippowdon, so it is something weak to water. And we should be able to shield up this Body Slam, and then we'll be able to get to the Water Pulse that is going to be taking out the Hippowdon. So we're able to get to the Water Pulse. This should be enough, even with the debuffs, to take out Hippowdon. It is, which is perfect, and we quick swap and Dynamic Punch, and we are clear of debuffs, so they should be taking out the Mantine. It does, and it gives us the game. So good game to my opponent there. That was a very close one, but we are able to take the win. Hopping into the next game, didn't quite catch the username. Machoke into Magmortar. I love this lead because I had two really good answers for it in back. I'm going to bring out their Electivire. I'm going to be able to get to a Twister, and we'll see if they do decide to shield that up. And they do decide to shield it up, and they're just going to farm down. And that works just fine for me. I'm going to wait my clock, then more than likely come in with my Machoke to soak some damage. Hey, that rhymed. And they go for a Flamethrower. And I am more than likely going to need to shield this up, just so I can take out the Electivire. Yep, and I'm able to Karate Chop down. Let's see what they come back in with here. They come back in with a Scyther, so I'm going to go for Dynamic Punch. We get the shield, and we quick swap into Seaking. And now we should be in a pretty good spot here. We are going to need to shield this up, and it'll depend how much Night Slash does. Unfortunately, my opponent makes a mistake, swaps out to Magmortar so I can farm them down, and I'm able to Water Pulse the Scyther for the win. So the opponent had a decent shot there, but unfortunately, they found the lose condition, to say it nicely. So, but still, a really good game to my opponent there. And as you can see, picking up some wins, surprisingly. Hopping into the next game against Zawok. Machoke into Electivire. And unfortunately, neither one of my Pokemon in back wanted to see this Electivire. They swapped into Wigglytuff, and we're going to counter swap into our Gyarados. Again, we are going to lose the fast move damage battle to Charmers. We're going to throw the Twister, see if we can get a shield. We do get a shield, which is fantastic. They're able to charm down. Now I'm going to be waiting out my clock, and I'm going to be coming in with Seaking. Seaking comes in. I'm going to need to shield once, and then I should just be able to waterfall all the way down. Yep, I shield up the Ice Beam. Now I'm going to be able to waterfall down, which is fantastic, and I'm very close to a charge move. And I'm able to get to the Water Pulse since the Electivire looks like they overtapped a little bit. Let's see, the Water Pulse does get the shield. Quick swap into Machoke, going for the Dynamic Punch. Electivire is very glassy. They should be taking out the Electivire and all of its stored energy, and it's an Obstagoon in back. So we're in a great spot. We'll be able to shield the inevitable Night Slash, and then we're going to be able to get to the Dynamic Punch, and that is going to be more than enough to take out the Obstagoon and give us the win. So a nifty little swap ended up giving us the game. So good game to my opponent. As you can see, I was able to manage 4 wins and a tie, which is something that I'm exceedingly proud of with as scuffed of a team as I was using. And Catch Cup, I'll be honest, it wasn't my most favorite idea, but doing this challenge I had quite a bit of fun, and I didn't have to use any Stardust, which is a big plus for me. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you're new and you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. It's free and really does help out the channel. And yeah, again, many thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.